lights out, and away we go. We get a reasonable start from the line as we head into the first one alongside Ferrari of Vettel. We break a bit too early, and the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton is able to get round the outside. We are currently leading the race at the moment because we now are right behind him, now heading up towards Vico D'Amato. And we are going to dive back inside, and we have taken back the lead of the race. As you can see, Vettel though has caught up to us. And we cannot do anything to stop Ferrari getting through. Going into the first chicane, and it could be a dark line for second place. Who's in second? And we are just going to take second place. What's up guys, it is Matty Gaming HD here, back with the 19th and final instalment of the Checo Charge to Glory series. And after an intense season, Checo has it aimed to beat both of the Red Bulls in the driver's standing. Ricciardo is still in sight. Checo has a lot to do, so without further ado, let's go in to the qualifying report. After an intense and grueling season, the final race was upon us. Qualifying for the final round of the 2015 championship was about to get underway. It was little surprise to see the two-man Mauritius at the back of the grid, as seen in most of the races this season. Danny Kvyat endured a shocker as he could only manage in 17th place. Likewise, Romain Grosjean also had a shocker as he was out of Q1. The two McLarens were pleased to make it into Q2. Carlos Sainz made Q3 whilst Max Verstappen could only manage 13th. Marcus Ericsson achieved a fantastic qualifying to qualifying 8th, whilst Nasser qualified in 12th. Valtteri Bottas achieved a good qualifying to qualifying 3rd, whilst Felipe Massa qualified in 7th. The two Mercedes of Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton lined up in 4th and 5th respectively. Sebastian Vettel qualified on the front row, whilst Kimi Raikkonen could only manage 6th. It was Sergio Perez who once again surprised everyone to take pole position. It was different fortunes for his teammate though, as he could only manage 18th. So taking a look at the grid for the final round, Hulkenberg and Kvyat have it all to do from the back. Nasser couldn't match his teammate who qualified in 9th ahead of Sainz. It was a mixed up top 6 which sees Sergio Perez on pole for the final round of the season. Well, here we are, sitting on the grid for one final time of the Checo's Charge to Glory series. We are sitting on the grid on pole position, a position we've been in a few times this season, surprisingly. Anyway, we have the lights for one last time of the Checo's Charge to Glory series. It's lights out, away we go. We get a reasonable launch of the line. We immediately go to the inside to cover off Vettel. But we brake way too early going into turn 1, and Vettel was able to get round our outside, but we are able to somehow maintain second place. So we are currently in second at the moment. We go right over the curve, and I think we did get a little bit of air there. But now heading up towards the chicane, it looks like everyone's got through cleanly. As we now head into the hairpin. Oh, there's a Toro Rosso spinning in the background, but we are still in second, but as you can see, we've got Rosberg right behind us, heading up towards the hairpin. He's got the run, heading up, or not towards the hairpin, towards turn 8. But he's not quite able to make it stick, and he's now got to battle with Valtteri Bottas behind. Now moving on a few laps later, as you can see, Rosberg is now on our inside, and he is able to easily make the move, of course, his first race as champion, and he is now up into second place ahead of us. But we are still in a podium position, which is reasonable. Now moving on to a few laps later, and see Bottas goes for a move, and there's a bit of contact, and that has lost us momentum. And this is going to allow Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton to have a run on us. And we've got absolutely no straight on speed whatsoever, and they both get past us. So we have dropped to 5th place at the moment, which really is not possible. And as you can see, We've got Kimi Raikkonen behind us, who is going to try to make the move stick and demote us a further position. It's not been the best first few laps for us, but we're later on the brakes than Kimi is, and we have the inside, and we're able to maintain the position. Anyway, now moving on to a lap later, or around a lap later, and Raikkonen is going to easily get past us for 5th place. So really not been the best opening lap. So on lap 6 we pit with Ricciardo actually following us in. Obviously we're hoping that we can beat Ricciardo in the standings. We hit our marks fine, but there are a whole load of cars that we have to wait for, and that's really lost us time. We had to be held in the pit lane there for a long time, and we have actually now lost out to Daniel Ricciardo, which really is not part of the plan. So, a bad stop as a result of us having to be held for those other cars. As you can see, we are still right behind Daniel Ricciardo. We have similar pace to him. So we're going to attempt a move up the inside. But that has not worked, and we have lost it, which really is not part of the plan. And we have made contact with the Toro Rosso of Carlos Sainz. And I believe we got a time penalty for that as well. So, really not part of the plan. And as you can see now, we've got Danny Kvyat behind, who obviously we're aiming to stay ahead of in the championship. He goes for the move, now heading up down the straight. We go to the inside, and we've moved across too much, and we both go into the barrier. Danny Kvyat's been taken out of the race, and we have lost our front wing. As I said there, that was our fault, that incident was. We just moved across too much. We just completely misjudged it. Kind of like I did in the Formula Xbox Brazil race in Season 4, when I misjudged how much space I was giving Legion 4800. Which at first I didn't think was my fault, but then I eventually realised. Back to this race. We are currently now down to P13. It's not going to cost us too much. Only really the lap back to the pits and the slow pits that was going to lose us time, because we could. This doesn't mean we're going to have to make an extra stop. So we are currently down to P15, but we do still have quite a few cars ahead who are yet to. As you can see, we're now behind the Manor Marussia of Roberto Meri, which obviously we're going to get past without a problem. So we are up into P14. As you can see, we're now behind Will Stevens and Carlos Sainz. Down the inside of Stevens, which we see an opportunity and take it. He eventually has to run wide. Now we've got Carlos Sainz ahead, and we are just going to dive it up the inside. But he decides to continue to go for the move, to commit to it, when we're still there, which made a bit of contact, but we're ahead. But Carlos Sainz, because he was behind in the detection point, is going to have DRS, which is going to give him an opportunity to get back past us, heading up towards turn 8. We don't want to leave him too little space, because we've learned our lesson with the incident with Kvyat. We go down the inside, but I think we might have gone a bit too deep. And he gets a fantastic drive off the chicane. And now we're going to have to run, heading up towards turn 11. We're going to go for the move down the inside, and we, I think, have made that move stick. So we are, it's not known what position we are actually in at the moment, because there are quite a few cars who have yet to stop. But lap 20 now, and we are in for our final scheduled stop of the season. So we're going to hit our marks. We exit the pits. Obviously Ricciardo is way ahead of us, and the chance of beating him are pretty much nil now. So you exit the pits behind Ericsson, Verstappen and Alonso, but Alonso's yet to pit. But we've got Carlos Sainz alongside us as we exit the pit, and we're just able to stay ahead of Carlos Sainz. So we are ahead of that Toro Rosso. Now we are behind the McLaren of Fernando Alonso. And we are going to dummy it up the inside, going into turn 11. But he gets the better drive into 12. But we get the exit into 13. And we are through into 8th place. So that is going to be our finishing position. Obviously, I think we could have finished higher had not been for a few mistakes. But we are going to finish the season with an 8th place finish, which is a disappointing result. So 8th place, not the best way to finish the season, but still reasonable. So we finish in 8th, which means we end up 8th between the two Red Bulls in the driver's standings. So that is it for the Checo's Charge to Glory series. Thank you very much to anyone who has watched my Checo's Charge to Glory videos. It has been a really enjoyable series to produce. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe for more career mode content, because replacing this as this is finished, coming in the Easter holidays, will be the return of Justin Sampson. And regarding the R Factor career mode series, I think I have pretty much got a way I can do it now. So, but what I've decided to do is I'm actually going to coincide it with the real F1 races. Every real F1 race, each week there is going to be a Checo's Charge to Glory episode on the week of every F1 race. On the Wednesday of every F1 race, there will be a Checo's Charge to Glory series, except for Azerbaijan, obviously. I will actually be including Hockenheim on the calendar for this. So, that is it from the Checo's Charge to Glory series. Thank you very much for watching, and now I am going to leave you with some of the best moments from this series. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Sergio Perez has always been a fast racing driver. They are really strong behind the two McLarens. We're going to try it around the inside of the chicane. Surely that's not going to work. And we have made that stick, unbelievably. We are ahead of both Ricciardo and Bottas. That was a great move there. He's not getting out of the way. He forces Perez onto the grass. I'm not sure what he's doing there. He has the racing line. And there's contact. And both have spun, or both have been held up. Make this stick. We're down the inside and it looks like we have made the move stick. But he just doesn't back out. Oh no! He's taken both of us off! What is he doing? But Steven is pitting. What is he doing? He almost forced us straight into the pits. And he's trying to do exactly what Bottas did. And this time, what is he doing? He just spins us. Because here's Nico Rosberg about to take the victory. But he's hit Roberto Merri's slowing car. What is Roberto Merri doing here? It's awful driving from Roberto Merri. Oh no! I thought the game would slow me down. It should have done that! Straight, we go to the inside. And we moved across too much. And we both go into the barrier. Danny Kvyat's been taken out of the race behind. Pastor Maldonado has dive-bombed both Williams and has sent both one and caused quite a blocker behind. Still in third place, but with that time penalty, which is obviously going to drop us behind better, but at least fourth. But Grosjean, what is he doing? He just completely forced it into the wall. I'm sure it's going to cost us fourth, but Vettel has hit Grosjean and he's out of the race. But still, it might be fifth. But Bottas and Raikkonen have been held up as well. And something that we thought would cost us has actually benefited us. And now we are in a good position to get our first podium of the season, of this career mode. We round the final corner onto pit straight and we finish in third place. Now here, keep moving on that way. That makes me behind Daniel Ricciardo. But we turned too viciously with DRS. That was a really stupid mistake.